picking up from the week two challenge, where we identified the number of people who we would like to influence changes. Now we will be discussing the 3 leadership behaviors we wanted to practice. Let me introduce to you the 3 leadership behaviors: focus, which will be discussed by Rose, and then connect, which will be discussed by Ken, and then multiply, which will be discussed by James. So they will also discuss the strategies that will go along with all these 3 leadership behaviors.
As development leaders, we tend to be overwhelmed or distracted, and most of the time we are confused and overloaded. Focus is a discipline to keep us going as a leaders. We need to exercise focus on clarity. What do we mean by that? Clarity in terms of your vision, clarity in terms of your goals, clarity in terms of your direction. Clarity and focus on learning to say no is another skill and discipline.
I think the first step is also to look inside. We should start ourselves within ourselves, meaning self leadership first before we connect to the other people or before we engage with other people. And I think the platform of social media and internet or web-based applications are also crucial and should be treated as strategic um, um, way of how to connect with people. We do not limit our conversations on topics that we are expert of, but rather uh, be open to have other conversations, to have other points, be linking with other people. You also need to know their background, their interests, their struggles, their challenges, better understand and better connect with them. We are dealing with different ages, culture, background, gender, sexual orientation. We really need also to understand or speak the language of our target communities, our target people, our target institutions.
Effective leadership needs to multiply. When you say multiply, you need to influence others. You need to influence others to make change. You may have teamwork, but there might be no influence at all. Leadership is not just about giving command or instruction, but influencing attitude, for example, mindset, mentality, how people should think positively, how should people think with outcomes and results. And also, it is very important that leaders should be able to influence how our colleagues, how our subordinates become a people-oriented leaders. We know how to listen, how to communicate properly. This can change our work environment, work culture. It strengthens alliances and partnerships. And of course, it will help us reach our outcomes.
To concretize all these 3 leadership behaviors, we will be organizing 2 events. Next week, we will be organizing our partners meeting because we have a 5-year country strategic plan. So we know what our goals are. So we will have a presentation of those country strategic plan. How can they contribute to achieving those indicators that we will present? As the years passed on, so we realized that there should be some changes on the mindset. For example, looking at their work, they should be looking at not just activities, but also on the outcomes. So we will also engage the children representatives. So how do they perceive the country strategic plan in their own perspective and in their own lens? Of course, we want to multiply this kind of influencing to our country team. We'll be having our team building session. We'll be having our assessment and planning. We'll look at the country strategic plan and then assess where we are, and then look at again at the indicators and then reflect on it. That way we can continue influencing our partners, the children, and our team.